My wife texted me from Vegas. Just married my coworker. You're pathetic, by the way. I replied, cool. Then I blocked her cards and changed the house locks. The next morning, she was crying, and the police were at my door. The text came through at 11:47 p.m. on a Saturday. I was on my couch, half watching a documentary about deep-sea creatures. Glass of bourbon on the coffee table, phone face down next to it. It buzzed. I almost didn't check it, but something made me pick it up. Lisa, my wife of 4 years. She'd been in Vegas for 3 days, marketing conference, or so she'd said. The message loaded. Just married my coworker Mark. You're pathetic, by the way. I read it once, then again, then a third time. My brain couldn't process it. The words made sense individually, but not together. Just married. My coworker. You're pathetic. I stared at my phone for exactly 10 seconds. Then I replied, cool, and got to work. I'd been married to Lisa Morgan for 4 years, 3 months, and 16 days. We met at a tech startup in Arlington, Virginia. She was in marketing. I was a senior software engineer. We bonded over terrible office coffee and shared contempt for corporate buzzwords. She was funny, smart, ambitious, had this way of making everyone in a room pay attention when she talked. We dated for 2 years, got married at a small ceremony in her parents' backyard, honeymoon in Croatia, bought a 3-bedroom house in Alexandria with money I'd saved from freelance work and a previous sale of a mobile app I'd developed. My house, my down payment, my name on the deed. Lisa's name wasn't on it. She'd said she'd add hers after we paid down some of her student loans. Makes more sense financially, she'd said. I'd agreed. For the first 3 years, things were good. Then she got promoted to senior marketing manager, started traveling more, conferences in Austin, team building in Miami, client meetings in San Francisco, always with her team, always with Mark. Mark Chen, 32 years old, marketing coordinator, former college athlete, the kind of guy who wore expensive sneakers and talked about disrupting the space. Mark's helping me with the Henderson account, she'd say. Mark and I are working late on the pitch. Mark thinks we should pivot our strategy. Mark. I'd asked her once, 6 months ago, if something was going on. We were having dinner, Thai takeout. She was scrolling through her phone. Is everything okay with us? I'd asked. What? Yeah. Why? You've been distant lately, always talking about work, about Mark. Oh my God, Tom, are you serious right now? She'd set down her phone. Mark is my coworker, that's it. You're being paranoid. I'm not accusing you of anything. Yes, you are. You're implying I'm cheating, which is insulting. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. I can't believe you'd even think that. She'd stood up. I work hard. I'm building my career. And instead of being supportive, you're accusing me of having an affair. Lisa, I need some space. She'd gone to the bedroom and locked the door. I'd slept on the couch that night. The next morning, she'd acted like nothing happened. Made coffee, kissed me on the cheek. Sorry about last night. Work stress. Love you. And I'd believed her, because I wanted to. Now, sitting on my couch at 11:48 p.m., staring at her text, I realized I'd been an idiot. Just married my coworker Mark. Not, I'm leaving you. Not, we need to talk. She'd married someone else and texted me about it like she was reporting the weather. You're pathetic, by the way. That part hurt more than the marriage announcement. Not the betrayal, not the affair, not even the marriage. The contempt, the casual cruelty, like I was nothing. I stood up, put down my bourbon, and made a call. First, credit cards. I pulled up Chase's website, logged into our joint account. 2 cards, one in my name, one in hers. I called the fraud hotline. I need to report both cards as compromised. Can you verify the account? I rattled off my social security number, address, mother's maiden name. What makes you believe they're compromised? My wife just informed me she married someone else in Las Vegas. I need the cards frozen immediately. Pause. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. I can freeze both cards right now. Do it. Done. You'll receive replacement cards in 7 to 10 business days. Thank you. I hung up. Second, bank account. Joint checking. $47,000. My salary plus her salary. Savings for a kitchen renovation we'd been planning. I logged into Bank of America. Transferred $47,000 from joint checking to my personal savings account. Legal. Both our names were on the account. Either of us could withdraw any amount at any time. The transfer completed at 11:52 p.m. Third, locksmith. I Googled 24-hour locksmith, Alexandria, VA. Called the first result. Martinez locksmith. This is Carlos. How fast can you change all the locks on my house? We can probably get someone there in about 90 minutes. I'll double your rate if you make it 30 minutes. Pause. What's the address? I gave it to him. We'll be there in 25. He made it in 22. While Carlos and his assistant worked on the locks, I went upstairs. Our bedroom. Lisa's side of the closet. I pulled out trash bags from under the sink. Started packing. Clothes, shoes, jewelry, her collection of decorative pillows that she'd insisted we needed. They make the room feel complete, Tom. Everything went into bags. 30 minutes later, I had 7 large trash bags full of her belongings. I dragged them to the front lawn, one by one. Carlos watched me from the porch. You good, man? Never better. By 12:47 a.m., all the locks were changed. Carlos handed me 5 new keys. Sorry about whatever's going on, he said. Don't be. I'm not. He left. I went back inside, locked the new deadbolt, turned off the lights, went to bed. My phone started buzzing at 5:52 a.m. I'd silenced it, but I could see the screen lighting up on my nightstand. Incoming call, Lisa. I declined. Another call, declined. 3 more calls in rapid succession. I turned turned the phone face down and went back to sleep. At 7:14 a.m., I woke up naturally, checked my phone, 43 missed calls, 27 text messages, 12 voicemails. I deleted the voicemails without listening, opened the texts. Tom, where are you? Call me. We need to talk. My card isn't working. Tom, seriously call me back. Why isn't my card working? Where is the money from our account? Tom, why isn't my key working? Tom, open the door. You can't do this. This is my house too. Tom, I made coffee, scrolled through the rest. You're being insane. Let me in right now. I was drunk. It was a mistake. Please, Tom. We need to talk about this. Don't do this. I love you, please. I sipped my coffee. Typed out a response. You got married. Congratulations. Figure it out with your new husband. Sent. She called immediately. I declined. Blocked her number. Made eggs. At 7:43 a.m., there was pounding on my door. Loud. Frantic. I looked through the window. Lisa. She looked like hell. Mascara smudged and running. Hair tangled. Still wearing what looked like a clubbing outfit. Tight dress. Heels dangling from one hand. Standing next to her were two Alexandria police officers. Male and female. Both looked tired. Early Sunday shift. I opened the door. Good morning, officers. Good morning, sir. We received a call about a lockout situation at this address. There's no lockout situation. My wife got married to someone else yesterday in Las Vegas. She's no longer welcome in my home. Lisa's face went red. That's not. I made a mistake. I was drunk. Ma'am, please, the female officer said. She looked at me. Can you clarify the situation? I pulled out my phone, showed her the screenshot I'd taken of Lisa's text. Just married my coworker, Mark. You're pathetic, by the way. Timestamp. 11:47 p.m. Saturday, October 14th. The officer read it. Her expression didn't change. Professional. She looked at Lisa. Ma'am, is this your text message? I was drunk. It didn't mean anything. Did you get married? Lisa hesitated. Yes, but it was a mistake. We can get it annulled. It doesn't count. That's not how it works, ma'am. The officer looked back at me. Is your wife's name on the deed to this property? No. I purchased the house 2 years before we got married. It's solely in my name. Do you have documentation? I do. One moment. I pulled up the deed on my phone, showed it to both officers. Property owner, Thomas James Porter. No other names. The male officer nodded. Sir, you're within your legal rights to deny access to anyone not on the deed, including a spouse. What? Lisa shrieked. This is my house. I live here. Ma'am, the female officer said calmly, if your name isn't on the deed, this is not legally your property. You can dispute this through family court, but right now Mr. Porter has the right to deny you entry. This is insane. Lisa turned to me, tears streaming down her face. Tom, please, let me in. We can talk about this. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Nothing to talk about. You're married to someone else now. It's not legal. We were drunk. We can get it annulled. That's between you and your husband. He left me, she screamed. He left me at the hotel when my card got declined. He said he thought I had money. I almost laughed. Almost. So your new husband abandoned you when he found out you're broke, and now you want to come back here. Please, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I love you. You texted me that I'm pathetic while announcing you married someone else. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. The officers were watching this exchange like spectators at a tennis match. Ma'am, the male officer said, you need to leave the property. If you don't, we'll have to remove you. Where am I supposed to go? That's not our concern, I said. Maybe call your coworker. Oh wait, he abandoned you. Her face crumpled. You're really doing this. You really married someone else and called me pathetic. So yeah, I'm really doing this. What about my stuff? I pointed to the trash bags on the lawn. 7 bags, clothes spilling out. One had tipped over. A decorative pillow with Live, Laugh, Love embroidered on it sat in the dew-wet grass. She looked at them, then at me, then started crying harder. Tom, please, please, don't do this. I'll do anything. Therapy, counseling, whatever you want. I want you to leave. Please. Ma'am, the female officer stepped forward. You need to go. Now. They escorted her to the sidewalk. She stood there, sobbing, pulling clothes out of trash bags. I closed the door, locked the new deadbolt, finished my coffee. My phone buzzed. I'd blocked Lisa, but apparently not her mother. Deborah Morgan. Incoming call. I answered. How could you? She shrieked immediately. How could you kick her out? She's your wife. She was my wife. Now she's someone else's wife. Tell her to call him. She made a mistake. She married another man and texted me that I'm pathetic. That's not a mistake. That's a decision. You're being cruel. I'm being efficient. There's a difference. She has nowhere to go. She should have thought of that before she got married in Vegas. You're a monster. Funny. She called me pathetic. You're calling me a monster. Maybe you should ask yourselves why Lisa makes such poor choices in men. I hung up, blocked her number. Then I texted my lawyer, Gregory Paulson, family law attorney. I'd used him for estate planning last year. Good guy. Competent. Greg, need to file for divorce. Wife got married to someone else in Vegas. Can you handle this? 3 minutes later, Jesus. Yes, I can file Monday morning. This will be the easiest divorce I've ever handled. No kids, right? No kids. House in your name? Yes. Joint assets? Emptied the bank account last night. Froze joint credit cards. Smart. I'll draft the paperwork. Do you know where she is? Standing on my lawn crying. Last I checked. This is going to be a very short case. I'll call you Monday. I poured another cup of coffee, sat on my couch, looked out the window. Lisa was still on the sidewalk, on her phone, crying, gesturing frantically, probably calling friends. 20 minutes later, another unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Hello? Tom? This is Mark. Mark Chen. Silence. Lisa's coworker, he added, like I needed clarification. I know who you are. Listen, man, I'm sorry. I didn't. She told me you guys were separated, that you'd agreed to divorce. I didn't know. She lied. Yeah, I'm realizing that now. Good for you. Look, I don't want any trouble. We're getting the marriage annulled. It was a drunken mistake. We're handling it. Not my problem. I just wanted to apologize. Don't. You did me a favor. She showed me exactly who she is. I'm grateful. Is there anything else? No, Great. Don't call again. I hung up. Blocked the number. The rest of Sunday passed quietly. I worked on a freelance coding project, made lunch, went for a run. My phone buzzed occasionally. Unknown numbers. I didn't answer. Around 6 p.m., there was a knock on the door. I looked through the window. Lisa's sister, Jennifer. I opened the door. Tom, Jennifer, can we talk? About Lisa? No. Tom, come on. She's a mess. She's staying with me right now. She's devastated. Good. That's cruel. Is it? She married someone else. Sent me a text about it with an insult attached. Then showed up here expecting me to take her back. That's not devastation. That's consequence. She was drunk. Being drunk doesn't make you marry someone. It lowers inhibitions. Means she wanted to do it and the alcohol gave her permission. Jennifer shifted uncomfortably. She loves you. She has a funny way of showing it. Everyone makes mistakes. Not everyone marries their coworker in Vegas and texts their husband that he's pathetic. She didn't mean that. Jennifer, I appreciate you coming here, but I'm not interested in reconciliation. She made her choice. I'm making mine. We're done. Just like that? Just like that. 4 years of marriage? 4 years she threw away in one night. That's on her, not me. Jennifer looked at me for a long moment. You're really not going to forgive her? No. Wow. I didn't think you'd be this cold. I'm not cold. I'm clear. There's a difference. She left. I closed the door. Monday morning, Greg called. I've got the paperwork ready. We can file today. Virginia requires a 6-month separation period for no-fault divorce, but given the circumstances, her marriage to another person, we can file for fault-based divorce on grounds of adultery. That expedites things significantly. How long? With fault-based? We could have this wrapped up in 3 months, maybe less. Do it. I'll need you to come sign the papers. Can you stop by my office this afternoon? I'll be there at 2. Perfect. Also, has Lisa retained counsel? No idea. She'll need to be served. Do you have an address where she's staying? Her sister's place. I can get you the address. Great. We'll have her served by Wednesday. I went to Greg's office at 1:47 p.m. Small practice in Old Town Alexandria. Brick building. Vintage furniture. Felt like a lawyer's office from a movie. Greg was in his 50s. Graying hair, reading glasses, kind eyes. Tom, come in. Sit. I sat. He slid a stack of papers across his desk. Petition for divorce. Grounds, adultery. Virginia Code, paragraph 2091-1. Pretty straightforward. You're requesting the house, which is solely in your name anyway. No shared assets since you emptied the account, which was legal. No kids, no alimony since the marriage was short and she has income. This is about as clean as it gets. I signed everywhere he indicated. What happens now? We file this with the court today. Lisa gets served in the next 48 hours. She'll have 21 days to respond. If she contests, we go to mediation. If she doesn't, we proceed to final hearing. You think she'll contest? Honestly, I doubt it. She married someone else. That's a pretty clear grounds for divorce. If she contests, she looks worse. My guess is she'll hire a lawyer who'll tell her to sign and move on. Good. Tom, can I ask you something? Sure. Are you okay? This is a lot to process. I thought about it. Yeah, I'm okay. You don't seem upset. I was upset for about 30 seconds when I got the text. Then I got angry. Then I got productive. Now I'm just done. He nodded. That's unusually healthy, actually. Most people spiral. Most people didn't get a text saying they're pathetic while their wife announced her marriage to someone else. Fair point. Lisa was served Wednesday afternoon. I know because she called from yet another unknown number. I answered out of morbid curiosity. You're suing me for divorce? She shrieked. I'm filing for divorce. That's how it works. On grounds of adultery? You married someone else. That's literally adultery. We're getting it annulled. Doesn't matter. You committed adultery. That's grounds for fault-based divorce in Virginia. This is going to destroy my reputation. You destroyed your reputation when you married your coworker. You're doing this to hurt me. No, I'm doing this to end our marriage quickly. You made the choice. I'm handling the paperwork. I can't believe you're being this vindictive. Vindictive would be posting your text on social media. I'm being efficient. I made a mistake. Then live with it. Sign the papers. Move on. What if I contest? Then we go to court. You explain to a judge why you got drunk, married your coworker, texted your husband that he's pathetic, and now want to stay married. Good luck with that. Silence. Tom, sign the papers, Lisa. I hung up. 3 weeks later, Greg called. She signed. That was fast. Her lawyer probably told her she had no case. She's not requesting anything. No alimony, no property. Clean break. When's the final hearing? 4 weeks. Judge will review, likely grant the divorce. You'll be officially single by mid-December. Great. Tom? Yeah? I've been doing this for 23 years. I've never seen someone handle a divorce this cleanly. You okay? I keep getting asked that. Yeah, I'm fine. You don't sound heartbroken. I'm not. I'm relieved. Why? Because she showed me exactly who she was, and I believed her. The final hearing was on December 18th. Judge Monica Patterson presiding. Lisa showed up with her lawyer, a woman in her 40s, professional, cold. Lisa looked smaller than I remembered, thinner, tired. We sat on opposite sides of the courtroom. Judge Patterson reviewed the file. Mr. Porter, you're petitioning for divorce on grounds of adultery. Mrs. Porter, you're not contesting. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, Lisa's lawyer said. Mrs. Porter, do you understand understand that by not contesting you're agreeing to the grounds as stated? Lisa's voice was quiet. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. The court grants the petition for divorce. Marriage between Thomas James Porter and Lisa Ann Morgan is hereby dissolved. Mr. Porter retains ownership of the property at 412 Maple Street. No alimony awarded. No shared assets remain. This divorce is final as of today, December 18th. Gavel. Done. Lisa started crying. I stood up, shook Greg's hand. Thank you. Anytime, though I hope you don't need me again. Same. I walked out of the courthouse. Lisa called after me. Tom, wait. I stopped, turned. She looked terrible. Dark circles, hair limp. The confidence she'd always carried was gone. Can we talk? She asked. We just did. In front of a judge. I mean, really talk. No, please. I need closure. You got closure. It's called a divorce decree. Tom, her voice broke. I'm sorry, I was stupid. I was drunk. I made the worst mistake of my life. Yeah, you did. Can't you forgive me? I already have. That's why I'm walking away instead of making your life harder. I still love you. No, you don't. You love stability. You love the house. You love not being alone. But you don't love me. Because people who love each other don't marry someone else. It was one mistake. One mistake that showed me everything I needed to know. What does that mean? It means you texted me that I'm pathetic, married another man, and only wanted me back when your new husband abandoned you and you had nowhere to go. That's not love. That's convenience. She started crying harder. I hope you find whatever you're looking for, I said. But it's not me. I walked away. She didn't follow. 6 months later, I sold the house. Too many memories. Too much weight. Bought a condo in Arlington. 2 bedrooms. Modern. Clean slate. Threw myself into work. Freelance contracts. Built 2 new apps. Sold one for $140,000. Started dating. Nothing serious. Just meeting people. Remembering what it felt like to be wanted. One night, I got a message on LinkedIn from Mark. Hey man, I know this is weird, but I wanted to reach out. I'm sorry for everything that happened. Lisa and I got the annulment finalized last month. We're not in contact anymore. She blamed me for everything falling apart. Told everyone at work I manipulated her. I ended up transferring to a different office just to get away from the drama. Anyway, I'm sorry. You deserved better. I read it twice. Then replied, thanks for reaching out. For what it's worth, she would have found someone else if it wasn't you. The problem wasn't you. It was her. Hope you're doing better. He didn't respond. Didn't need to. A year after the divorce, my friend Chris asked me if I regretted how I'd handled everything. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if you'd given her another chance? He asked. We were at a bar in Georgetown, watching a Capitals game. I thought about it. No. Really? Really? Why not? Because she texted me that I was pathetic while announcing her marriage to someone else. That's not a heat of the moment thing. That's who she was. And I'm glad I found out before I wasted more time. Most people would have tried to work it out. Most people want to believe they can fix things. But some things aren't fixable. Some things are just broken. That's dark, man. Maybe. But it's honest.